Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, I want to talk to you about boring things today. I know no one wants to hear about boring things, but it's quite important. And what is the most boring part of property development? The most boring part of property development, well, there's a few things I could mention, a few people as well, which I won't get into, but health and safety. I know you start groaning already saying, oh, do I need to hear about this, John? You know, health and safety, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you do. Because if you don't do health and safety correctly, you can get fined, your contractor can get fined, the site can be closed down, okay? Now, I hate health and safety as much as you do, but I know how important it is. Hard hats, yellow viz jackets and everything else, but it's more than that. When you go onto a building site now, the health and safety is so important. You cannot afford to have any accidents. Your site could be closed down. You will get inspected by the local authority to see whether your health and safety is up to scratch. If it is up to scratch, you've got a big problem. So when you employ a contractor now, the first thing you should be asking them is, what's your health and safety record like? And it doesn't matter whether it's Bob the Builder or it's a big company. The health and safety is important. And when you go on the site, if they let you on the site without a hat on, without high-vis boots and so on, then it's pretty lax. And if I think it's lax, my God, it must be lax, okay? So that's the first thing. If they allow you on in your civvies, as it were, you know you've got a problem and you need to deal with it. And you need to make sure that the contractor, and that might be through your building surveyor who you've employed to oversee the project, hopefully if you've taken my advice, they need to get all over it. What we do, we use an independent health and safety expert to come on our sites every 2 weeks to check everything is correct. Now that might sound, well, John, you know, you're doing big schemes all over the UK. Some of them aren't big, I promise you, but we still do the same thing because we just cannot afford to have a problem and a site closed down. Look what it could cost you in interest alone to have a site closed down. So when you go into the site office, you should already have your hard hat on and your high vis. You may not have the boots required, the steel-toed boots, but you know, they should offer you those when you get into the site office. You then should have to sign in, okay? There should also be an accident book there, and on the wall they should have all their insurances and all their health and safety requirements on the wall, stuck to the wall. There should also be a folder with it all in as well on their desk. And on one of the videos I've done, I think it might be a photograph as well, I've photographed what is required, okay? So if you look at what's required on the board, the health and safety board, this should be on display so everyone can see it. And anyone who comes on site should then have to read that document in a folder about the health and safety on that site. They have to read it and understand it before they can start work on that site. You're a visitor, so it's slightly different, but it's so, so important, ladies and gentlemen. Please, health and safety. Without it, you can be in serious trouble. That's the most boring thing about a development site, but it's also probably one of the most important. So please take heed. Thank you.